Hi family, hi family. This is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the sacred art of colon hydrotherapy, herbs, and natural living. This video is to discuss what should be the title. This video is to discuss how to continue to stay focused on you regardless of what is happening in your world. Doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, chaos or traumatic, pleasant or unpleasant. The goal in this whole experience that we call life is to never give up on you and to never change what you're doing just because the outside circumstances have shifted. What do I mean by that? My entire world has been shifted a 180 in the last 2 weeks, going on 3 weeks now. I've had to make a lot of decisions. Most people would have made those decisions in a quick, hurried response manner, but I do not. So I practice a very specific system. I practice 3 systems actually, that help guide my life. The system that I want to mention and bring up, which is guiding my decision making right now, is human design. And in human design, I am a projector. So in human design, there are 5 types that the entire population will fall into. The type that I am is a projector. My only job is to guide and empower. That's it. I am not supposed to be working a 9 to 5. I'm not supposed to be building stuff like homes and houses and buildings and things like that. My position on this planet is to empower others when they are unable to empower themselves for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. For me, it happens to fall into digestive health and wellness. And if you know anything about anatomy, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, you understand that the colon is the life force of the entire body. It's where everything that means anything emanates from. The core, the solar plexus, the mother, the roots, the substance and substance. I think I merged those 2 words together and created another word. So what I am saying is that my whole purpose in this world is to just be like a lighthouse, literally. If I needed to give you a image of what I am as an item or an idea or a thing, if that makes sense, it would be a lighthouse. So a lighthouse just stands there. It literally just exists as the illuminated entity that it is. It's not trying to be left. It's not trying to be right. It's not trying to be a boat. It's not trying to be a bird. It's not trying to be a mermaid. It's not trying to be the ocean. It literally says, I am enough to guide you to where you need to go. Now, with that being said, you know I pulled my entire family's chart. I've already have done that. I did that like 8 years ago. And then when my nieces got here, you know, I pulled their charts, right? So in my phone, I have written down their date of birth, time of birth, who they are in the system of human design, and a couple additional information that will help me work better with who they are. Because my job as a projector is not to change anything. My job is literally just to exist and to empower you to do whatever it is that you desire to do. It is not my job to say that that's wrong or right. That's your job. My job is just to say, well, the best way to get there for you would be this. That's who I am, right? In the world and in my family. So in my family, my whole entire family, my entire nucleus is are generators, right? So in the world of human design, projectors guide generators. Ding, 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 ding. So with that being said, I've had a couple of individuals reach out to me and they're like, hey Mo, how is everything going? Like, I know this is a lot on your plate. Everything has shifted, etc., etc. And these are my colleagues. These are my friends. These are students. These are clients of mine that I had to postpone their appointments and reschedule because I'm only one person and I can only be in one space at one time. And right now, the need is my family and not my business at the moment, right? So they have called and said, oh my God, it's so much. I can't imagine. And like all of this stuff, right? For the average person, that would be very triggering. It will be very heavy to receive, right? So as a projector, I recognize projections. So I'm listening. And here's the thing. It's soft. It's not done in a malicious way. It's not done in I'm calling to, disrupt your flow way. It's just if you study, you study. If you don't, you don't. That's all it is, right? And so as I'm listening to the other parties on the phone reach out to me and just check in, I realize in this moment that I have not stopped caring for myself. I've actually doubled down on caring for myself. And then I started thinking, does everybody else do that? And then I started going down the list and the answer is no, hence the reason why I have a business. Duh. So let me share with you how I am not folding like a lawn chair when stress hits or finances hit or family stuff hit or children stuff hit, parent stuff hit. It doesn't matter what it is. This is what I do every day. And it's not well, some people may think it's a lot. Some people may think it's not a lot. I mean, but a lot measured up to what is the point, right? So these are the things that I have been implementing into my daily practice that has kept me gentle and soft and not calloused and rooting for me and not thinking that I'm not enough. This helps me remember that I am exactly where I need to be and I'm doing exactly what I need to do when I need to do it and I do it flawlessly. This process helps me manage that. I'm going to share that with you. The first thing that I do when I wake up in the morning, and remember I have a full house, so that time period needs to be earlier in the morning, like 4 o'clock, sometimes 4 a.m. If that's the case, then that's the case. And as a projector in human design, and also the second system that I use is galactic signature. That is a Mayan system. And in that system, I'm a white crystal mirror. So my whole job on the other side is to reflect back to you what you just said to me. I transform it and then give it back to you in a level that is so pleasing to your heart to receive, right? For whatever reason, you were unable to figure it out and you shared it with me. I just shined it up, reorganized it, and then gave it back to you. I didn't change anything. I changed the order and what you received it, but I didn't change the physical content of the meat, if that makes sense, right? So in that system, I'm a white crystal mirror. So in the morning when I wake up, I think about what a mirror is. What does a mirror do? A mirror is very reflective. But in order to be reflective, you have to keep the mirror clean. You have to constantly clean it. You have to constantly clean it. So what do I do to keep my mirror clean? I wake up in the morning and I immediately start breathing. And I start squeezing and I start squeezing. I'll start doing alternate nostril breathing. I'll sit up and do some fire breathing. If you are not sure what fire breathing is, you can go to my YouTube channel, Moya Body Care Wellness on YouTube, and search fire breathing. And I think I have about 3 or 4 videos that will pop up where I'm demonstrating exactly what fire breathing is, why you want to do it. And like, I'm lightheaded right now. I can feel it, like my nervous system just kind of slowing down. And I didn't even do fire breathing. I just did some deep breathing 3 times. But because my body is so tapped in and dialed into that level of breathing, I immediately go there. There's no space and time where I need to like get there in like 5 minutes or whatever it may be. My body has already been trained to, as soon as I get that, my body's like, oh, she's in it, let's go. Like there's no breaks, right? So that works for me, but it works for me because I've been consistent with that every day. Every day. I've been meditating and breathing deeply. Shoot, my son is 18. My business is 18. I've been a dancer since 5. Dancer since 5. So I want to say I started my deep breathing practice and yoga practice when I was in high school because I was dancing deep in high school. So I want to say probably like 10th or 11th grade. Probably earlier than that, but memory recollection, I probably would bet on 10th grade. 10th grade. So my body has had a lot of time to adjust to breath. What I know for sure about breathing is that you can go a couple of days, without water until things start breaking down. You can go a couple of days without food, 21, 40 days without food and water. People have done it. But most people can only go 2 minutes until they hit the floor without breath. Breath and breathing, your breathing practice out the gate is going to save you from everything. So if you don't have a breathing practice, I highly recommend a breathing practice. And then the second practice that I recommend is some type of grounding movement practice. What I do for me as a projector in human design, where people are constantly projecting on me, I practice restorative yoga and Kriya yoga. Restorative yoga is just 5 poses that you do within like a 35 to 45 minute period where you are assisted with pillows and blankets and blocks. And so I may hit child's pose and then relax into that child's pose for 5 minutes. And then the next restorative yoga pose may be savasana, where I'm laying on my back and I'm completely surrendered and I let go for 5 minutes. And then we go to the next movement. So you see how it's just restorative. It's just peaceful. It's just gentle. And then with Kriya Yoga does a lot of like stuff like that. And when you hold it and then the breathing and all that good jazz. Love it, love it, love it. And then the fire breathing is in Kriya Yoga, the belly deep breathing, the forehead clearing of the mind, of the brain. Those are all practices in Kriya Yoga that I practice every single day. If I don't do that, I'm going to be a hot mess. Hot mess. I also use my trampoline. I have a mini trampoline. I bounce on my trampoline for about 20 minutes every single day. I have an inversion table that I use. I'm on that inversion table for about maybe 2 minutes is all I need for that, for the inversion table. I do about 2 minutes on that. And then I have my weighted hula hoop. I do 2 minutes on my weighted hula hoop. And then I have loose weights. I have 2 sets. I have a set here at the office. They're just 6 pounds. Is this 6 pounds? Yeah, 6 pounds. And every time a client goes to the restroom, I'll pick an arm move and I'll just do them until the client comes out the restroom to meet me in the lobby. And that's what I do every single day. And then I wrote some notes down to make sure that I remember. The best thing that I do is 2 things that I do internally. So all of these things were emotional, subconscious reprogramming, right? The second big thing that I do is that I do 2 different drinks in a day. Sometimes I do 1. Lately it's been 2 because my stress level has been super duper high. So the first drink is warm water, cayenne extract that you can get from Dr. Schultz in Marina Del Rey. His website is herbdoc.com. And then, so I use warm water, cayenne extract, lemon, and chlorophyll, the main ingredient. I use chlorophyll. I love that drink. Chlorophyll is 1 molecule away from being the exact replica of your bloodstream. So it's extremely nourishing to your cells and your skin. Okay. And then the second drink that I drink, it's powdered because it's just easier for me to do that. And that's powdered beet and powdered ashwagandha with some raw honey, a little bit of cinnamon, and any milk of your choice, like nut milk or regular milk, whatever milk you use. I bounce through a couple of different milks depending on how thick I want it and how nourishing I want it. And then if you want it like a little thicker, like a dessert, you can add dates to that. Dates are really, really good for that. And dates are really good for the heart space when the stress level is through the roof. And then the next thing that I do is my digestive alchemy cards. I literally work with these every day. I will shuffle them and I will pull a card. Now, these are the cards that I have created. These are the only cards on the planet that are designed by a colon therapist to help you implement digestive health tools and wellness into your day every day. So for today's card, this is what she says. And I normally don't use a microwave. I mean, we have one, but I don't particularly use it on a regular basis. And when I do use it, I drink so much chlorophyll, it's unreal. But definitely not doing it today because it said don't do it today. So these digestive alchemy cards are available on my website at moyabodycare.com. They're 31 cards for the month. So you can pick a card a day for 31 days and then implement that strategy to help shift your digestive health and wellness. So I do a lot like to stay grounded. And then I have a lovely balcony with a hammock chair. So my nervous system is constant. I do my best, especially when levels of stress get really, 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 really high. I double down on everything I just said. So if I was doing 10 of these until my client comes out the restroom, I'm doing 25 or 30. And I speed it up. I do. And then I'll stop. I'll take a break and I'll breathe and I'll just feel. Because I feel everything, I need to make sure that things are not sticking to me from clients and family. That's going to be an absolute no. I don't need to hold on to nothing. In order for me to be present in my commitment to self-mastery and self-acceptance of my position as a colon therapist, if I don't take care of myself, how are we going to do this? How am I going to do this if I don't take care of myself? Right? If I don't take care of myself, I won't be able to help you, share with you, do anything with you. So I'm here to say, loves, that just because life gets really weird, like it's weird, like, the fuck that come from? And sometimes you just gotta be like, okay, spirit, or not. Like, you ain't gotta accept everything either, because I'm not accepting any. No. This is just a portal. This is just a portal. And you, beautiful Padawan, do not need to change up or stop working out. You can slow down. Now, I have slowed down. I've increased my water intake, but I have not stopped caring for myself. My care has gone through the roof. Like, literally, my care has gone through the roof. I'm not going to get sick trying to care for other people. That's going to be an absolute no. So if you are in a space where you are being leaned on for a moment, remember, and again, this is temporary. This is not your stuff. It's not yours, so it's temporary. So there's no reason ever for you to stop caring for yourself. Don't do it. As soon as you stop caring for yourself, bye-bye. See you later. You won't be at this party. I see it happen all the time with caregivers. Not that I am a caregiver, because this is not mine. Nope, not a caregiver. I'm just holding space for people right now. That's all I'm doing. So your definition of what you are allowing yourself to attach to will either make you go, or you open up and you go deeper into your self-care. Just because other people around you are not caring for their holy temple does not mean that you have to slow down or stop taking care of your temple. Absolutely not. And if you do it, you can always bounce back. I'm going to say it again. And if you do find yourself slacking up, you can always bounce back. That is the picture here. You can always bounce back. Okay? So I don't want you to think that, oh, it's so much. I mean, life happens. Shit is stressful. Whatever. But it's not, this ain't my stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I'm in it, but yes, it's affecting me, but it's not my stuff. We are all affected by something. We are not an island. You will always be affected. What I am showing you and doing my best to demonstrate is that you always have a choice to respond to how you will participate. You always have a choice. Choose you. Stay magical.